Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Bourne Legacy. And this movie came out in 2012 and stars Jeremy Renner and Rachel Weisz. And I've seen this movie once back when it came out in theaters, and I haven't seen it since. And I never remembered liking it. There were a couple of things that I could remember about it, but overall it was just very forgettable to me. And rewatching the film, I understand why. And that's because the movie was very boring to me. I didn't care about anything that was going on. I thought Jeremy Renner was good. And I also thought Rachel Weisz was fine, even though she doesn't really have much to do and she's kind of useless for a good chunk of the movie. And there was one action scene that I liked, and it was in a house, and it was like kind of fun to watch. But unfortunately, that scene doesn't come into play until like an hour through the movie. And most of the movie is dialogue, and most of it is just really boring and just nothing's going on. And the main antagonist of the film, he never once interacts with our lead character, Jeremy Renner, ever once. Not even once. It's like he sees them through a computer, and that's about it. And Jason Bourne, he's not really in the movie, because Matt Damon, he didn't really return because Paul Greengrass wasn't directing this movie, and because of that, he decided, not to come back, but the character is mentioned briefly, in one scene. That's about it, and this movie, it didn't really do well financially. I think it was a big flop, and after this movie, they decided to, bring Matt Damon back for Jason Bourne. And they're like, yeah, maybe we should get him back. And Paul Greengrass came back for the fifth movie as well. And that story makes sense to me as to why they did that. And this movie, the action for the most part, aside from the one action scene in the house, way too many cuts, and it just wasn't exciting. Mostly because I didn't care about the characters or the stakes of the movie. And it's basically just Jeremy Renner's character needs drugs. That's the plot of the movie. He's running out of drugs and he needs blue pills, and that's the movie. And we don't really get to that until an hour through the movie. And this movie really takes its time, and it's really dull and really boring. This movie does use the theme from the first three Bourne movies. For the end credits, once we get to the end credits, it plays that theme. And the other one, when something exciting is going on, it's in there a little bit. During the Universal logo, it plays it there, and that's about it. The rest of the music sucked. I didn't like it one bit. It just felt like generic action movie music. And ultimately, what this movie is the first three movies, the structure of those movies, minus any investment of any of the characters or the story, and just the basic elements that you would need for an action movie, just stripped away. And the last action scene of the movie, I was just so bored, and I was completely checked out, and things just felt like they were thrown together, and it was oh, we need an end fight scene at the end, and we just introduced this character 30 minutes left with the movie. Literally. Once that character comes into play into the film, there was literally 30 minutes left. And he does absolutely nothing. There was nothing about this movie that was satisfying. I didn't really enjoy the chemistry between our two main leads. And overall, it was just very hollow and not at all what I wanted from the Bourne franchise. So if you ever come across this movie, skip it. There's literally nothing to it. It's just boring, no pun intended, and nothing really works for me. It's just a bland sequel that I will never be watching again. So with all that being said, I'm going to give The Bourne Legacy a 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of the Bourne Legacy, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Friday Night Lights. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.